Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt empty, truly empty, like a void that won't go away? Not physically, but internally, in your spirit. Like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, it's never enough. You try more success, you chase more money, you look for more distractions to drown out the silence, but somehow at the end of the day, you still feel the same. The numbers go up, the things accumulate, but the feeling doesn't change. You're still running. What if the problem isn't what you're putting in your life, but what's leaking out of it? What if the container is the issue? Today, I want to tell you a story about a man named Marcus who kept filling his cup, but it never stayed full, no matter how much he poured. Marcus was the envy of many. He had the career, the reputation, and the drive. He thought he knew exactly what he was missing. In a busy city filled with opportunity lived a man named Marcus. Marcus had one goal: fill his life with everything he could, to be the best. Success, recognition, possessions, if it looked valuable, if it carried prestige, he wanted it. He fought for it. And over time, he got it. He checked every box. He climbed every ladder. He reached the summit of his industry. A better job, a nicer home, more influence, more things. From the outside, it looked like Marcus had everything a man could want. But behind the success, there was a quiet, nagging feeling, a hollow echo in the halls of his accomplishments. It wasn't enough. But there was a problem, a deep, fundamental problem. No matter how much he gained, it never lasted. The satisfaction had the shelf life of a morning mist. The excitement of the new promotion disappeared, the thrill of the new car faded, and the emptiness, it always returned, just as heavy as before. Marcus described it like this: it's like trying to fill a cup that won't stay full. You pour, but the level never rises. Every achievement was like a balloon with a pinhole. It looked great for a moment, and then it slowly, inevitably lost its spark. One day, frustrated and exhausted, Marcus met an older man sitting quietly in a park. He wasn't doing much, just watching the birds. "You look like someone who has everything," the man said softly. He didn't say it with judgment, just with observation. Marcus laughed, a bitter sound. "Looks can be deceiving, old man. Very deceiving." The man nodded. "Tell me what's wrong." Marcus sighed. "I have everything I ever wanted, and yet I have nothing that matters. I'm as empty as the day I started. No matter what I achieve is never enough. I keep chasing more, but I always end up feeling empty again. What am I doing wrong?" He spilled his heart out on that park bench. The secret misery of the successful, the quiet desperation of the man who has it all. The man reached into his bag and pulled out a cup. Simple, plain, a contrast to everything Marcus owned. Then he handed Marcus a pitcher. "Fill it," the man said. 2 words, a simple task. Marcus tipped the pitcher and began to pour. "Fill it," the man repeated. Marcus poured water into the cup, but immediately it began to leak, a steady stream from the base. He frowned, trying to pour more to outpace the leak, but the harder he poured, the more it splashed and wasted. It was a mess. He stopped and looked at the bottom. "There's a crack in it," Marcus said, pointing it out. "Keep pouring," the man replied. Marcus looked at him like he was crazy. "But it's broken. It's wasting the water." The man just smiled. "Pour." Marcus poured more and more. He used the whole pitcher, but the water kept leaking out just as fast as it went in. Eventually, the pitcher was empty. Frustrated, Marcus stopped and threw his hands up. "What's the point? It will never stay full, no matter how much I have to give." The man looked at him and said something that cut through the noise of Marcus's life. "Exactly." Just one word. Exactly. In that one word, Marcus saw his entire life. The career, the cars, the houses. All of it was just water in a cracked cup. Friends, that's the moment everything changes, when you realize the problem isn't the supply. Ecclesiastes 1:8 says, "All things are wearisome. The eye never has enough. The ear never has its fill of hearing." We were never designed to be satisfied by things that are temporary. Our souls have a different requirement. Marcus stared at the cup. Then slowly, the light came on. He understood. "It's not about how much I pour in," he whispered. "It's about what's broken." He had been blaming the water. He had been blaming the pitcher. He had even been blaming his own ability to pour. But the cup was the issue. The man nodded. "You've been trying to fill your life with things that can't fix what's underneath. You've been trying to use external things for an internal wound." Marcus sat in silence, because deep down, in that place where the success couldn't reach, he knew it was true. He was broken. Now let me ask you something. What are you using to try to fill your cup? Is it success? Is it money? Is it the next distraction? Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's an achievement that you think will finally make you feel worthy. But if there's a crack in your heart, none of it will stay. Relationships, achievements, the approval of people who don't even know you, and yet you still feel empty at 3 a.m. Because here's the truth. The world's solutions are like salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you get. It's a cycle that never ends until you change the container. If there's a crack, no amount of filling will fix it. We live in a world that shouts, just get more, do more, be more. But more isn't the cure for a leak. More is just a way to ignore the sound of the dripping. It never addresses the real issue, the condition of your heart. Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things. We try to fix it ourselves, but we only make the cracks deeper. We hide our brokenness behind our success. We hide our pain behind our possessions. But God sees the crack. He knows the leak. Marcus looked back at the man. So what do I do? He asked. The man gently took the cup. You don't just fill it, he said. You restore it. You can't fix what's broken by adding more weight to it. You have to let the maker put it back together. You have to be restored from the inside. Then he added, and only God can do that. John 7:38 says, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them. Think about that. Not something poured in from the outside that leaks away, but something that starts on the inside and flows out. That's different. That's life. A river doesn't run dry because it has its own source. When God restores you, he becomes that source. You stop being a container and start being a channel. The living water fills the cracks. It heals the wounds. It makes the cup whole again so it can finally hold the joy it was meant for. Marcus realized something in that moment. He had been trying to fix an internal problem with external solutions. He'd been using the wrong tools. That's why it's so important to stay connected to God daily, not just on Sundays, but every hour, because that's how the restoration stays strong. Because he doesn't just fill your life, he restores it, he repairs what's broken, he makes you whole again in a way the world never can. Do you want that? Do you want to stop the leaking? Do you want to feel full for more than just a fleeting moment? It starts with surrender. If you're looking for ways to stay grounded in that truth, visit www.stayingbythestuff.com. We're here to help you stay connected to the Word. Because sometimes the issue isn't what you're missing, it's what needs to be healed. God is the great physician of the heart. Let him in. Marcus spent years trying to fill his life, but the moment he addressed what was broken, everything changed. The weight was gone. He didn't lose his job or his house, but he lost the fear that they were all he had. He was finally truly full from the inside out. And today, someone listening needs to hear this. You're not empty because you don't have enough. You're not a failure because you're thirsty. You're empty because something inside needs to be restored. And that restoration is a gift that's waiting for you right now. Just ask him. Psalm 23:3 says, he restores my soul, not fills temporarily, restores completely, from the foundation to the rafters. His word is the map, his spirit is the water, and his love is the repair. You don't have to live with the leak anymore. So stop chasing more. Stop pouring into things that don't last. They were never meant to hold you together. Focus on what truly matters. Because a full life doesn't come from what you add, it comes from what God restores. May your heart be made whole today. If this message spoke to you, be sure to follow for more powerful parables and faith-based stories. Share this with someone who's feeling empty. And if you want reminders that keep your heart focused on truth, visit www.stayingbythestuff.com, because a life that feels full starts with a heart that's been made whole.